Hello, this is going to be a video tutorial on how to replace your laptop screen for your Lenovo ThinkPad Edge E550. A few tools you're going to need: some precision screwdrivers, particularly a Phillips precision screwdriver number 0, a plastic bag or container to hold tiny screws, your laptop, and your replacement screen. Replacement screens can be purchased at laptopscreens.com. I'll put a link to their site in the description below. Okay, so now we have our laptop, and the first thing you're going to want to do is make sure it's off. In addition to it being off, you want to make sure you have your battery out. So the easy way to do this, here's the battery, the big lump on the bottom. You're going to set these little levers to the unlock position. You'll see there's an unlock symbol on it. You'll push both, and then from there you can start sliding out your battery. Turn your laptop back over, and now we're going to work on getting the face shield for the screen off. Okay, so everything's off, and you can use a lot of different things for this. You can even use your own nails on your fingers if they're long enough, or you can get one of these flatheads, and you can work along the sides to kind of get it open. There's a slight adhesive substance in between the face shield and the rest of the laptop, so you have to kind of just get it loose. And for this particular model of computer, I would recommend starting from the bottom, because the bottom is the hardest part to get off. So you would kind of just put your finger in there, and then you gotta be real gentle with it because you don't want to snap anything. But you gotta be rough at the same time because this thing is pretty tight. Okay, so I got one off. I got the second part off. So from there you can work the sides and get the face shield off by just kind of working it with your fingers or with a file or a screwdriver. You want to just be real careful, but hearing snaps is normal. And after that, we'll get to the next step. Okay, so now that we have the face shield off, we're going to need to actually take the screen out of the laptop casing here. So we're going to need our number 0 precision Phillips screwdriver. And we're going to look for some screws. Now we see a few screws here. You're going to look at your screen, and on the screen there's going to be little metal plates coming off of the screen, and that's where you'll see the screw that you want to take out. It's kind of little, the little metal plate, because there's one right next to it, but this one's actually attached to the actual housing of the laptop. These little ones are attached to the actual screen itself. So you want to get your screwdriver, and you're just going to put it in there, and you're going to work at it and work at it. So I'll get the first few off. You want to take your little screws, and this is why I said to get a little bag or a container to hold the screws, because they can get lost very easily. And a pro tip, if you end up taking off or putting on one of these little screws and they fall into this little area here, get a magnetic screwdriver, and you can just kind of fish around and it'll get them out very easy. It's happened to me more than once. So okay, so now we've taken out all the little tiny screws from the laptop screen, and now it's actually free to be pulled away. You want to be very careful. You start at the top here. There's little crevices, or you can start at the bottom, whichever is more comfortable for you. Just find some openings there. So here it comes right off, and then you're gonna put it down. And you should probably have something here to protect the screen, or if it's broken, doesn't matter. But if you're replacing either with a better screen or something along those lines, you want to have something under to protect the screen. So once you take it off the housing, you'll see a blank cover, a white cover. You'll see this little wire over here. It's a little white wire. It's attached to some tape. You're going to take that tape off very carefully. Be real gentle with it. I've taken this tape off a few times, so it's not a big deal for me right now. But when you're barely first taking this off, if that's the case, it'll be very, very sticky, and it'll be very hard to take off, so you've got to be really gentle. So I got this tape off, so you can put it back here. And for the next step, we'll zoom in to show you the details of this. Okay, so this part is very important. We've gotten the screen out of the housing, we've taken off the little tape, and now you're going to see this little 30-pin connector. Here's the wire. We want to make sure we don't want to mess this up, okay? So we're going to be very careful. And what you want to do is disconnect this, but you can't just pull this off. That could be very bad for the laptop screen. There's actually this little brace here that kind of holds it in place. So what I do is I get a small flathead screwdriver, the precision ones, and I kind of just go under, and hopefully you can see this. I just kind of go under it, and I just kind of work very careful at it to lift it up. Now hopefully you can see this. There's this little lever here that holds it in place, and now the connector is free to be removed. And you can just wiggle at it and it comes right off. Okay, so we've removed the screen completely. The little connector is here, free. And now we take our new screen and we'll bring it over. So the new screen should look very similar to your old screen, hopefully, with a little connector in the back. You're going to go ahead and set that down very close to the connector here. And we're just going to reconnect it again. So it's basically the same as I showed before, we're just working backwards. We're going to, instead of taking it out, we're pushing it in. And let me go ahead and we're just going to use our flat head and push down that little holder that was holding it down before. And after we push that down, we can put the tape back on if you like. It's not, I don't think it's mandatory, but you know, just be safe, I guess. Put the tape back on. And then now that the connector is back on, you can go ahead and lift your laptop screen. Make sure the wire under it is nice and straight. And then from there, we can work to put these screws back on. Now normally you would have a screen protector still on the screen, but since I've done this already, my screen protector is off. But you want to keep your screen protector on for the very last second of this process, when everything's all in place and you just take the screen protector off. Okay, so I got 3 screws in. I'm about to put the last one in. You want to be real careful, of course. If, once again, as a reminder, if these little screws fall, because this has happened to me before, into this little crevice area, you can use a magnetic screwdriver to fish them out. Okay, so that was the last screw. It's nice and snug. Now all we gotta do is put the face shield on. At this point you would take your screen protector off, because you don't want it to be squished and smashed by this face shield. Once again, we start from the bottom. We want to push in the little gray parts here. Yeah, you'll hear the snaps when they're in snug. We'll just work at the sides here, and that's pretty much it. And now we're going to see if our screen actually works. And if it does, we'll see a normal Windows screen, or whatever computer you're using. But you want to make sure your battery is in, or else it'll be like there's no power. So you go ahead and get your battery. You're going to put the side with the connector on in towards the laptop. You slide it in, it'll connect. Make sure the lock, the little sliders are on the lock position. You're going to push your power button. A little light comes on, indicating that it is on. And our screen, voila, is normal. My old screen had a big old black, I don't even know what to call it. It was just all damaged, all right here. Couldn't see anything, and the screen was just going haywire. But with the new screen, everything shows up perfectly. So that concludes this tutorial on how to replace your laptop screen for a Lenovo ThinkPad Edge E550. As I mentioned before, all of the information for purchasing laptop screens will be in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial.